guys. Welcome back to the Talking Lead Show. Glad you guys could join us. Thanks for tuning in again this week. If you happen to be listening on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcasting system, go ahead and please leave us some feedback, a review, a rating on whichever podcasting system you are listening to us. We would greatly appreciate that. So we're coming off our show from last week where we attended an awesome machine gun shoot in Ohio hosted by Asymmetric Technologies, Brian Borkowski, and we also got to get a little insight on a new product that they have that deals with fiber optic security, and it was pretty awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed that show with Asymmetric Technologies, and we thank Brian again for hosting that machine gun shoot. It was a kick-ass time, and we greatly enjoyed it and looking forward to next year's event. So we've got another fun and exciting show for you guys this week. I was invited to go down to the 2017 Glock Summit in Smyrna, Georgia, which was at the Glock professional facilities. They've got an indoor range there, and they were putting us through the Glock Operator Course. Very nice facilities they got down there, nice indoor range, and they were also unveiling a new product from Glock, which I can't tell you what it is yet. Sorry. They're real close to letting the cat out of the bag, but we can't disclose what that is until they give us the green light. So make sure you stay tuned, listen to the show, watch our social media, and we'll be releasing what that new product is. But we did get to go through the course and use that product during our time on the course. And the operator course was awesome, as you're going to hear in the show. So we're going to talk about that course in this episode. I've got the instructors. I've got the Vice President of North American Operations for Glock, Josh Dorsey, on the show with us, and get some of my fellow media peeps on to talk about their experience through the course as well. And we had a little treat at the end of the last day where they broke out the Glock 18, the G18, the fully automatic Glock pistol that is legendary that you hear so much about. So we got a little trigger time on that as well. So you're going to hear about all that coming up in this week's episode. But before we do that, I want to thank our sponsors, Frontier Tactical, the makers of the Warlock multi-caliber system. Basically what the Warlock system is it basically replaces your barrel nut just about on any AR-15, and it allows you to remove and install barrels without tools. So you put this adapter on your AR-15 system, and then that's going to allow you to shoot up to 90 different calibers just by simply switching components, typically a barrel, bolt, and or a magazine, and you're ready to rock and roll. Now these guys are also manufacturing their own line of rifles, the FT series line of AR-15s that comes standard with the Warlock system on it. And they've got rifles and pistol configurations. So these things make awesome truck guns, pack guns, shit hit the fan kind of guns. So make sure you guys go to frontiertactical.com, check them out. Tell them you're a lead head. If you've got any questions, their customer service is fantastic. So check them out, frontiertactical.com. Right On USA, the official optics of Talking Lead. If you guys haven't checked out the episode where we had Brady on, the owner of Right On, make sure you go and check that episode out. It was 3 or 4 episodes ago. And we learned more about Brady and Right On and some of their products. They have got the clearest glass that I have ever looked through. These are some phenomenal scopes. If you guys haven't checked them out yet, make sure you go to rightonusa.com. They've got rifle scopes, they've got red dots, they've got binoculars, they've got spotting scopes on the way. They're not available yet. And they just released their RTR Mod 3, which is the Right On Micro Dot, red dot, along with the RTR Mod 3 3X magnifier. Again, these things are extremely well built. The glass in these are crystal clear, and the clarity on their red dots is pristine. So check them out, rightonusa.com. Use the discount code LEADHEAD and you guys are going to get a really nice discount from them. And if you're law enforcement, military, you're going to get an even bigger discount. RightOnUSA.com. Modern Spartan Systems. Optimize your firearms with their line of gun oil, carbon destroyer, copper destroyer, gun grease, and they even have an optics cleaner. And they make it real easy for you. They've got a little starter kit that has one of each of those products in it. So you can go to modernspartansystems.com and you can buy them individually, or you can get that nice starter kit that they've got, which is very cool. And then they've also got some products for your engine, for your automobiles, your lawnmowers, your motorcycles, whatever it may be. It's called TVT Green. Optimize your engine's performance. With this stuff, as you guys have heard me talk about, the lead sled got over 300,000 miles on that bad boy. And probably the past almost 100,000 miles I've been using the TVT engine oil additive. And I can noticeably tell a difference. My gas mileage has increased. Getting crazy kind of gas mileage out of the Yukon there, out of the lead sled. It's a 98 GMC Yukon, and I'm still getting, about 25 miles per gallon, 24, 25 miles per gallon. I shit you not. Just took that sucker, like I said, down to Georgia and back, and filled it up before I left. I live in Middle Tennessee area, and I got down there and probably 3/4 of the way back on the tank of gas before I had to fill it back up. So check out modernspartansystems.com. Made a post on our social media recently also with a Hollywoodite that is down with Modern Spartan Systems. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Michael Rooker or not. If you're a Walking Dead fan, then you know that he played Merle Dixon, the brother of Daryl on The Walking Dead. He also, if you guys watched the movie, have seen the Guardian of the Galaxies movies, the Guardian of the Galaxy movies, he plays Yondu, the blue-faced dude that has the spear that he whistles and it goes around. That's Michael Rooker. So check out our Instagram and Facebook page. Pretty cool. He's down with Modern Spartan Systems, so we're going to try to, maybe get him on the show one day. Check him out, modernspartansystems.com. X-Steel Targets. X-Steel Targets. You guys have heard me say it time and time again. These are the best, most affordable, most durable, strongest AR-500 steel targets on the market today. xsteeltargets.com. Go to their webpage. Check out the different kinds of targets that they have. They've got competition targets. They've got gongs, squares, static, silhouette, knockover targets, reactive targets. You name it, they've got them there. X-Steel Target. And if you don't see what you're looking for there, get in touch with Bud and he can custom make targets for you. Don't be shy. Get in touch with them. Check out their website. And oh, by the way, use the discount code LEADHEAD for your purchase and you're going to get an awesome discount from X-Steel Targets also. Like I've told you guys before, all our sponsors, you can use that discount code LEADHEAD, and pretty much most of the companies that you hear on our show. And if you go to one and the discount code isn't working, let me know and I'll see what I can do to either get it reactivated or get one set up for you guys. So you guys, please go and support the companies that support Talking Lead so that we can keep this awesome content coming to you guys every week, and hopefully more than that. And then, of course, Glock, the official carry of Left Hand of Talking Lead. I personally carry a Glock 23 and a Glock 27. You guys have heard me talk about my 40 fetish, but that's what I like. Obviously, with a Glock, there's things that you can do to it to personalize it and make it your own. I've done a lot of customization to my Glock, so it's not just your straight out of the box Glock. I've stippled the grips. I've dremeled around the trigger guard, up around the beaver. I said the beaver. I've done some custom cuts in my slide, and I'm rocking an Enforce, one of their new pistol lights on my Glock, and then I've dropped in an Apex trigger. I've got some new sights on. I finally got some new sights, and ran into my buddy Jacob Herman, who is now with Night Vision, and these are some really nice tritium sights for my Glock. And I just got them, so I'm trying them out. I'll let you guys know how they work. But as far as the tritium in them, it's very bright in the dark. Shows up really good. And then during the day, I've got that orange front post on my front sight, and which helps me pick it up really quick, a lot better than that white sight that I had on before. So I really like the orange sight. The Glock that I used in the course that we're going to be talking about, the Glock Operator Course, on day 2 I used a Glock 19. Don't have a heart attack, but yeah, I did use a Glock 19. Loved it, and they had the orange front post sight on those, and I could really tell a difference. So I know I'm going to love these sights that I got from Night Vision. So you guys check them out as well. And then my holster was custom made by High Threat Concealment that specifically fits the Glock with this Enforce light on it. And you guys make sure you check out High Threat Concealment as well. All right, so we're going to get ready to get into the show, but before I do that, I want to go ahead and announce the winner of the Ackless Defense swag package. So what you guys had to do was go to their website and just name all the suppressors that those guys make. And got a lot of answers. Some of you guys put their integrally suppressed guns on there as well. I accepted that because they had suppressors on them. So either you named all the suppressors, or you named all the suppressors and their integrally suppressed rifles and pistols. You know, they got that new Ruger 22 as well. So good job on that, guys. Appreciate you taking part. So now we're going to announce the winner, and the winner is William Hampstead from Michigan. Congratulations, young William. Get in touch with me at talkingled@gmail.com, and we'll get you in touch with the guys over at Ackless Defense, and I'm sure they're going to have some shirts and stuff like that, so we'll need to get your size and all that. So congratulations, and we'll have another giveaway coming up soon. I know we've got another Tactical Squirrel box coming up, and then I've also got some swag from the Glock Summit that I'm going to be giving away to you guys as well. So we'll be doing that next episode. So let's go ahead and get into our interview with the guys from Glock Professional. I'm going to start recording.
Disc jockey or something?
When you fire me, sir, I'm either going to a roller skating rink
Disc
or a strip
jockey.
joint.
There are a few strip joints around here, right?
Quite a few.
I don't think you'd be out of a job. All right, guys, we are back with the Talking Lead Show, and we are in Smyrna, Georgia, and I give you 3 guesses where we're at, and your first 2 don't count. That's right, we are at Glock. Not only are we at Glock, but we're at a kind of a new iteration, Glock Professional. And I've got a table full of young studs here. They're going to tell us about Glock Professional and one of the reasons why I'm down here this week. And I'm going to start on my right. This is no stranger to Talking Lead. We've got none other than Josh Dorsey himself, VP of Operations of Glock North America, joining us. Josh, welcome.
Well, it's always a pleasure to have Martovius or Marty, whatever you call him, or Lefty.
There you go.
We also have about 12 other media people here to talk about an upcoming event that we have, show them some new things that's coming your way, so keep your eyes and ears open. As he mentioned, we're sitting in Glock Professional, which has a new live fire course available to some of you all in the commercial world or the civilian world, taught by a bunch of recently relevant combat experienced people who can train you very well, because that's the design of the course. It's modular in that it can be tailored to the audience that it's being taught to, and it's there just to make you a better shot. There's no certification. You do have to take a qualification course, and if you're like me, it can be very embarrassing at times. But
you did
it is
excellent
a challenge.
today.
It is a challenge.
So Josh comes in cold. This is our second day of shooting. And Josh comes in cold and is just putting holes in holes out there on the paper, putting us all to shame.
Then I had a brain misfunction.
Then you had to move.
Then I had to do that too. But the brain malfunction was I was trying to do 2 stages at once.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. I couldn't figure if I had to reload or rack immediate action. Well, so I did kind of half and half.
If you'd listened to
then
your
couldn't figure it out.
Right.
I was standing there looking at Chuck over there and said, "What happened?" And he's still timing me. The clock's still going.
At least you didn't screw up like I did and screw up your mag load. That screwed up the whole drill.
Well, yeah, I did because
did you do that too?
I tried to do 2 of the immediate action and magazine changeover all at one time. That's why I got all screwed up.
So let's go around the table and introduce everybody. We'll start right here.
Chris Edwards, started with GSSF, only been with the company 26 years, so I'm still learning some things.
26 years.
Only 26 years. And
you think you're going to last?
I don't know. It depends
think
on
they'll keep you?
Depends on Willie and Josh, but I'm hoping to hang in there for a few more years. Then also do some instruction for Glock Professional.
Okay. You over here?
Yeah, my name is Chuck Evans, and I've been with Glock Professional now for going on 2 years, and really enjoy. We really got a good crew here. Got a bunch of, as the director calls them, pipe hitters. A bunch of high-speed guys, and we really have a lot of fun. We're hoping that we can improve a lot of people's shooting.
Tell us a little bit about your background.
I'm a former Army guy, sniper for 10th Mountain Division. Nothing special, just a regular leg guy. When I got out of the Army, I got on with Georgia State Patrol, and I served a little over 21 years with them, and retired as first sergeant over the state SWAT and dive team, counterterrorism task force. So
you got a little expertise going there.
Well,
a little experience.
I've been fortunate enough to serve with some really good guys, and that keeps you on your toes.
Right.
So really having a good time. Glad to be here.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Scotty?
My name is Scotty Banks, and I am the training manager of Glock Professional. I've been with the company now for almost 10 years. I've worn many hats within the company. I started my career up at with Glock Incorporated. I was the head armor up at Glock Incorporated. I did all the test firing, special projects, new projects, testing and evaluation. I switched over to training a couple of years ago because of my background, and now I train all over the country for the last 7 years. I got promoted back in December to training manager. Now I run the operational side of the training department. We have a bunch of great guys. We got an awesome director. We're just excited about where the company's going.
Yeah. So tell us about your background.
My background is Marine Corps. I was attached to an artillery unit, 2nd Battalion, Left Marines. I got out of the Marine Corps and I went straight into law enforcement. Most of my training comes from the LE side of the house. SWAT guy. I did high-risk warrants, interstate interdiction, and my last assignment was narcotics and vice work. I'm still a Georgia post-certified peace officer, and I still maintain my reserve status with my department. Bartow County Sheriff's Office is about 40 miles north of here.
Thank you for your service, sir. And last and certainly not least, we have none other than, I like your introduction, how you do it, Scotty. I'm going to let you introduce him.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge. I give you Willie Joseph Parent, also known as JP3 around Glock Professional.
JP3. JP. Willie, welcome in.
Well, thank you for having us.
Well, go ahead and move that over there.
All right,
Don't
I'm
be
new to this
afraid of that.
microphone thing.
I think everybody's afraid of these big black things is what it is. Yeah. Don't be shy, guys. Yeah. Don't be shy.
Filter.
No, not here. We don't do that here on this show. So, Willie.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about yourself.
Well, my name's Joseph William Parent III. I go by Willie because I got what was left over. Every unit I checked into, I was always the boot, so Joe and Bills were already there, so it became Willie. I did just shy of 17 years in the Marine Corps. Started out as a tow gunner, 0352, for about 3 years, and then I went over to 2nd Force Recon Company. Did a couple of floats there, then went over to 2nd SOTG, Special Operations Training Group, and was a CQB instructor, breaching instructor, helped out with the R&S guys for reconnaissance surveillance, and helped out with the urban sniper course. And that's actually when I first met Mr. Dorsey. I was a sergeant, he was a major, so it wasn't like we really talked a whole lot back then.
Yeah.
Mainly counselings up one side and down the other. And then from there I went back to the company, and I was there for the transition from Force Recon companies into MARSOC, Marine Special Operations Battalions, later rated battalions now. And then I got out in 2009. Got recruited on as a civilian to teach close quarters battle, breaching, and things of that nature for MARSOC at their schoolhouse. And to be honest with you, I've only been with the company for 2 years, literally 2 years and 1 day today. But if you had asked me in June of 2015 if I'd be working for Glock, I would have laughed at you. But then August 1st, there I was signing the dotted line.
Now, is that because you wouldn't think that they would have you, or what?
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Is that what it
I'm
is?
still waiting to get fired.
You're just hanging on by a thumbnail, huh?
I'm still trying to figure out what street he got all this experience on.
I don't know because it wasn't my street.
So obviously, you guys have
a
lot of experience here amongst the instructors. Did we get your background? Did you tell us your?
Well, basically,
Chris?
Chris Edwards, basically 26 years with the company. Before that, I was sworn and deputized with Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville.
That's right.
Up
And
in
done a little competition
Bluegrass.
back in the day. Back when
They had wheel guns and flintlocks.
that's right. Yep. And we
Sure
we
get those cowboy shoots.
We loaded with little rods and such like that. So that's what I've done.
Okay, there we go. So
If you wouldn't mind.
yeah,
Hey, if you wouldn't mind, I'd also like to give a shout out to the trainers that we have around the country.
Let's do it.
Out of Smyrna, Georgia, we also have.
and now this is with Glock Professional, right?
Yes,
Your
sir.
trainers?
That's
Yep.
with us. Yep.
Okay.
We out of Smyrna, Georgia, we have Benjamin Rios, who's out on the road right now. But then out in California, we have Mr. Doug Lesh. In Utah, we have Mr. Dennis Tula. That's
What
right.
up, Dennis?
From the Tula Drill. In Oklahoma, we have Mr. Joe Evans. In Missouri, we have Mr. Eric Clark. In North Carolina, we have a Mr. Jim Green and a Mr. Alex Cobb. Up in New York State, we have a Mr. Marshall Schmidt. And then over in Ohio, we have Lynn Freshley. And I don't believe I forgot anybody, did I?
Nope.
All
That's
right.
it.
You need to get somebody in Tennessee now. Come on, come on
Do
now.
you know anybody good in Tennessee?
We can find some. Oh yeah, there's some good ones.
He's
there.
looking for one. You know anybody?
I think I can probably hook you up with somebody. Yeah, definitely, definitely can. So let's talk about the difference between Glock Inc. and Glock Professional. Josh,
Well, it was a great.
How did it come to
The name
be?
is basically the difference.
yeah,
I think the mission and the focus or the character is the same of all the Glock organizations. And Glock is a global entity, as you know. This is one piece of the puzzle, a very important piece of the puzzle to us, because they're in the front of our end users and our customers that we hold dearest, and they're training them. They're teaching them some life-saving techniques and tactics.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also teaching the commercial people, Glock Shooting Sports Foundation, how to compete and have fun in the shooting sports.
right. And that's something we're going to talk about a little bit more. Also, is the Glock Shooting Sports Foundation. Let's talk about this course first that we were all assembled to take these past couple of days. Who wants to kind of break down the Glock Operators Course for us?
I think we should probably end up doing it as a group effort because that's exactly how it was designed. Currently on the menu from Glock Professional, what we had for training side of the house was we have the Instructor Workshop, which is a 2.5-day or 20-hour instructor course. We have the Basic Armorer Course, which is an 8-hour, 1-day, how to fix the gun, maintain the gun. And then we have the Advanced Armorer Course, which is a 16-hour, 2-day course. And we also have, the G18 course, which kind of doesn't happen very often because it's only for departments and things of that nature that
Sure.
have that particular firearm.
Joe Schmo can't take that class.
So exactly. So with the Instructor Workshop, the requirement was NRA law enforcement instructor, active military and law enforcement firearms instructors to be able to take that course. So Glock is in a lot of holsters around this country in military and law enforcement. So we decided that we needed to come up with something to help out those end users that aren't instructors yet. They've been through some sort of formal training, and they want to improve their skills, but they have to do it on a budget. Because I remember what it was like being a lance corporal and even a young corporal in the Marine Corps, and Subway and a case of beer was like a big weekend for my wife and I when we were broke and having kids. So we want to be able to do something that's not going to break that young officer or that young military member's bank, but they can come out and experience how to run the pistol a little bit better, improve their skills. And we
Right.
don't teach the way to do anything. We show you some ways we know work, and we go with it. So when we started talking about it and kicking around the table, Mr. Dorsey was on board with it. And so a group of us all got together, and we threw it out to all the instructors, got all their feedback of what they would want if it was, the course that they could design. And
Right.
at the end of the day, we had to slap the table on what we could and could not fit on a 2-day course. So basically this is what we came up with, and that's what you've experienced here, which we start out with the very basics of safety, from presentation of the pistol, fundamentals of marksmanship. Then we start getting on the gas pedal a little bit more with some target engagements, shooting on the move and malfunctions, and we didn't cover it with you guys because of time allocations.
Right,
obviously.
you got a bunch of jackwagon media people here, so yeah.
But we go through
taking
dry.
pictures and
Yeah.
doing podcasts and taking up your valuable course time. But
We go through dry with malfunction drills, strong hand and support hand only for wounded, in case you're fighting while wounded or whatever the case is. But we do not teach tactics or no-shoot scenarios. That's not our business. This course was designed with all of us in mind, was to teach the end user how to operate Mr. Glock's platform to the best of their ability, and hence the reason it's called the Glock Operator Course.
right.
You guys got anything to kick in on it?
Well, I was just going to say, and to do that, you've got 2 days and you're going to shoot 1,000 rounds. So it's going to be a lot of shooting. But we have a certain standard that we maintain, which you've just seen. There's a little shooting evaluation at the end of it, which is kind of interesting.
Oh, yeah.
But the
Very competitive.
Yep. As Chuck says, they're like Lay's potato chips. You can't eat just one.
You always want to do better, yeah.
But
You want to do it again. Do it again.
I think from my perspective, it's a good solid course, and it brings people up from a basic level into very efficient operation of the pistol.
Right. One thing, Chris, is it's an event-driven course, and Josh and I were discussing last night at Chow. Willie is good enough to give us instructors as a instructor with Glock Professional the latitude to be able to look at the courses and look at the students while we're teaching. Mm-hmm. And we can either get on the gas pedal according to the students that we're in front of, or we can back it off just a little bit. So,
depending on their level of
most
experience, and
Yep.
you guys can ramp it up or you can bring it back a little bit.
Yeah.
yes, sir. We were just down. Mr. Banks and I were just down at SOCOM not too long ago, and we were able to ramp it up a little bit because we had some, like Willie says, pipe hitters, some good high-speed cats, and we were able to get on the gas pedal a little bit earlier in the course versus some of the other people that.
And you got to do that with your crowds too, because you'll lose them.
That's exactly right. If
Give 'em a lot of boring
if you
stuff
don't
there,
keep their attention held,
Yeah.
at some point in time they're going to start getting bored.
Yeah.
So the good thing about it is we can tailor this course to specific groups. If one particular department or unit wants to come in and take this course, we can close the course down for just them and tailor it to fit their needs, which really makes it better for everybody.
Now you open
and
this
allows
up
us-
to, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's not just law enforcement or military. As long as they meet the requirements that you guys have set,
most definitely.
then
It's the Glock Sport Shooting Foundation membership, active or military and law enforcement, and then NRA firearms instructors. Right now, in the future, we'll see where it goes, but that's where we're at right
that's
now.
where we're at right now. Yeah. And go ahead.
As a matter of
Yeah,
fact, today,
Scotty.
I have an operator's course already scheduled for October in Rochester, New York, and it's already full. And guess what? There's not a law enforcement officer or a military person in the class.
Oh, yeah?
All 15 people
Nice.
are GSSF members. And another thing, we all here at Glock Professional, we believe in teaching you how to train properly, not entertaining you. So a lot of times guys come to a shooting class, and if you're not doing all the so-called high-speed stuff, then it's not a good course. We believe in being brilliant at the basics. That's what we preach and promote, and we're really excited about this class, and we think it's going to go. We think it's going to go to the moon.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, just the experience that I've had with it, and I know you guys did a little abbreviated for us, but I mean, a lot of things over the years that I have learned and been taught. I mean, you guys are covering it there, but like you said, you offer variety. You don't say this is the one way to do this. You show options. You're showing options. If you do it this way, do it this way. If you do it this way, do it this way, which offers some options to people who maybe that style hasn't worked for them in the past. Then they can try this, some of these new styles out at this course.
It's all based on that everybody that's put this course together and those that teach this course are not just people off the street. They've got years and hundreds of thousands of rounds behind each one of them. A lot of them have been shot at in their lives. They know what it means. They know that simple things done repetitively is what keeps you alive and keeps you proficient. And it's a very professionally run course because we have professional trainers that go out and do it every day, and they believe in what they do. And that's going to make the difference It's always the difference between Glock and everybody else. Is you look at the people that are here and the talent that we have and the drive, and they really solidly believe in what they're doing. So don't come here to have a picnic, as Scotty says. You're coming here to work, and if you want to get better, you can get better. All you got to do is open your ears and eyes and do what they're told to do, and don't get stuck between two stages of fire and forget what you're doing.
And don't be closed-minded. Come with an open mind.
One of the things I've talked to many people about is everybody's like, oh, we need to do advanced drills. And to be honest with you, with varying military units and SWAT teams and law enforcement, things of that nature I've worked in, I've had a very blessed career and been able to work with a lot of different people and departments. There is no such thing as advanced shooting. If you're brilliant at the basics and you can do the fundamentals and the mechanics are smooth and efficient, you're going to appear to be advanced.
Right.
So everybody wants to roll around with a target at 1 yard, and because it's exciting and it's entertaining and it's actually to the point of being dangerous. But at the end of the day, true training is not always fun. Sometimes it's tedious. It's repetitive, but those are the skills that are going to keep you alive. So it's not necessarily, hey, we need the next level drills. It's you need to be beautiful at the basics, and you will appear to be advanced.
Which that's something you pointed out to me when I first got here. I know Chris was on me. I was trying to go too fast. I was like, I'm in a competition or something. He's like, this isn't a competition. This is for you to get better at your mechanics. Slow it down. Work on your breathing. Work on your trigger press. I was bouncing off the trigger. I was trying to go so fast. So once you pointed out the things that I was doing, then I became mindful of it, slowed down, and I was shooting all over the damn place. And then later on in the day, my groups were getting tighter and tighter and tighter.
Yeah, let me say too that I think you can see an improvement in your shooting.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that really is the end goal for all of us. You know, we want people to be safe, with Mr. Glock's products, but we also want them to be efficient and to be good operators, of that product. And this course does that.
This is a good course for that.
Yep.
And we have to be honest, too. 16 hours or give or take 2 days is not going to change the way you've been doing things for 20 years.
Right.
But hopefully you take these skills and you go home and you continue to dry practice and you continue to put some effort into it, even if it's not a full-on 500 rounds a day type thing, but even 15, 20 minutes a day.
Yeah. That
won't cost you a nickel in dry practice. And then also get out to the range when you can. Because, let's be realistic, man. We have very busy lives. And law enforcement, shooting is a very small part, but it can also be an extremely critical part that one time out of an entire career that it actually goes down. So you got to take those skills, and just keep slowly working on them, and you'll remain proficient with them. It's what you do with it after you leave here that's really going to pay dividends in the long run.
Right. Yep, absolutely. You guys got anything to add to that?
Yeah, one thing Willie mentioned it just a little bit ago. It's our goal to not teach you the way to do something, just a way, because there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's body mechanics is different. Everybody's situation is different. So as instructors, we feel like that it's very important to show different students different ways of accomplishing one goal.
Mm-hmm.
And because what works for you may not work for me very
right.
well. And a pack timer never lies. So what works for you and is fast for you may not be the same for me. So if we can give you enough tools in your toolbox to get out there and put yourself in front of a pack timer and find out what works best, we're putting out a good product.
And that's what I like. Like I said, you were given alternate ways of doing certain drills, and I think that, like I said, that helps people, opens their mind for one, and if they're struggling doing something, it gives them another way to do it.
Yes, sir. Coming from our background, if you want to get in a really good fist fight, tell somebody, drink beer and tell them that that's the only way you can do a certain CQB tactic.
Right.
There'll be a fight before midnight.
Yeah. And that's what I liked about it. You guys weren't judgmental. You weren't overly critical of anybody unless they were being unsafe, which I don't think anybody was really.
No.
And this course was unsafe. So.
Oh, believe me, you would have known it real quick if somebody was unsafe. You guys were actually a great group. You kept an open mind, and you were very safe in what you were doing. You had the wheels wobbling a little bit, but nobody pushed themselves to the point that it became dangerous or anything like that. It was actually to the speed that it was good, making the wheels wobble, but nobody had them falling off, which is awesome. So
right.
It makes it fun for us when you got open-minded people that are looking at it, trying it, without attitude, without the ego, and just, hey, let's get better as a group, and it's really enjoyable.
Most definitely.
And what made it great too is that we had 4 you guys out there for the group. So wasn't like one person was trying to watch the whole group. We had everybody was watching, certain set of people and working with those people, and everybody got the attention they needed.
But that four instructors is not the norm.
Oh, okay, all right. So scratch that. No.
That's because you guys are the media, quote unquote.
Right. Well, we need an extra babysitter or two, to keep us straight.
You guys were good, man.
Well, we
everybody did
that.
just fine. Just want to add too that you get a couple of things. Not only an evaluation, but you take away the knowledge of as these other gentlemen have said of what you have to do to improve and what you can do to improve. As both Willie and I think Chuck said, dry firing. A lot of the ways that you can improve is to improve your gun handling skills, and that's we teach that. We teach marksmanship, and I think it's a very successful course as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, and how long have you guys been doing this course?
We did the first class in March of this year with the South Carolina
so this is
Highway
new.
Patrol. Yeah,
this is new. It's brand new. Yeah.
But we put a lot of work into it. I mean, Willie came Willie came with the basic idea. Chuck, Scotty, and as Willie said, other instructors, put their Every one of our instructors had some input into the course. We kicked it around for weeks. The evaluation course. We start out with something that Chuck had some experience with in his past work, but then we kind of added some things and subtracted some things and came up with really, I think, a good indicator of where your skill level's at and also what you can work on.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing this for decades, and you don't come to a conclusion. You always have the journey in terms of learning and that sort of thing. I think I was talking with you last night. I learn stuff just by teaching people.
Yeah.
And that's why I do it, because I love to see people learn.
Right. It's like you said you're always learning something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also,
you have to go in with that mindset. Otherwise, if you go in with a closed mind, you're not going to learn anything.
Also, Marty, I want to say something about Willie, because he won't take any credit for anything. He'll let us get all the glory, but I want to put him on the spot right now. And
now's your chance. Put him on a pedestal.
Yeah. When Willie came here, we didn't know him, and we were kind of skeptical, but we couldn't have got a better leader. Okay, I want that to be known. We couldn't have gotten a better leader. And,
I think he's tearing up over there. Hold on.
He came on board. He came on board, and he didn't come on as if this was the Willie Parent show. He wants his guys to be involved. When this operators course came on hand, he was sending emails out almost freaking daily. I was getting tired of reading them because he wanted our input. He wanted this to be a group effort. He wanted this to be a collaboration between all of his trainers, so nobody could take the credit for it. He won't take.
He
no
knew
credit.
you guys had the knowledge. He just had to squeeze it out of you.
He's always coming to me because I'm a simple guy myself. He comes to me. He's the boss. He says, "Hey, Scotty, what do you think about this? Let's do it." He goes, "That ain't what I want. I want you to give me your ideas, your input." So he's very big on taking his guys and give me something. What do you guys think we need to be doing? And that's huge. And I just want to say that because he won't never take no credit for nothing. But we got a great man leading us, man, and we believe in him.
Boom.
We trust him, man, and we'll follow him to the moon.
There you go.
One thing to add to that, also from a knuckle dragger standpoint, like myself. It's hard for a leader to put good people in the proper positions and leave them alone and let them do their job. And he has done that. Now, a couple of times he's had to reel us in. But as a leader, it's a whole lot easier to hold a joker back than it is kick him in the ass and make him go. So the people he's put in position, I think, is and just kind of let us alone because we want to do good work, and we're going to. And
well, obviously there's a reason why he hired you. Trust. So that.
There was somebody told me years ago, you don't have to be good at your job if you surround yourself with people that are. So it's pretty much, I got an awesome team, to be honest with you, from California to New York and everywhere in between. These guys are out there beating the streets every day, and they're giving our clients, the best that they've got, everything they've got, and that's what's making Glock Professional where it's at, and that's what's keeping it where it's at. And this isn't like something brand new. This company's been here for years, and we're just starting to promote it a little bit more, get the knowledge out that we are here and we offer more than just an armorer's course. We're here for our end users, and to me, granted, yes, we're a separate business, but in my eyes, we're follow through for Glock Inc.'s up the street. They do the production, the sales, and shipments, things of that nature. We're professional down the street. We handle the training aspect. We help that end user. Once the sales guys have to move on, that's when we come into
You're
play.
the support after the product hits the street.
And
You're like the Geek Squad.
Yes.
And then with the Glock Sport Shooting Foundation, we got a great
Glock
team.
Squad. There we go.
The Geek Squad's a good name for it.
The Geek Squad.
Geeks over there.
Geek Squad's IT.
Look at them. Can't you see it?
I don't think I'd be calling them geeks.
Then we got the GSSF crew that's over there for the Glock Sport Shooting Foundation, and they're out there traveling around 55 matches around the country for the outdoor league.
Let's talk about let's get into that.
We got indoor and outdoor going on.
But before we do that, if somebody listening to us right now, law enforcement, military, the member of GSSF wants to get in touch with you about this, how can they get in touch with you and set up a course?
For the training side of the house?
Yeah, for the operator course.
It would be glocktraining.com is their first step. Once they get on there, we have the courses that we have on our menu. We have the requirements that you have to meet to get into our courses, and then we also have registration, so on and so forth. And then Scotty Banks handles a lot of the special circumstances, things to that nature. And we'll take it from there and see where we can get it.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the Glock Sport Shooting Foundation. This has been around a while, and it's huge. It's all over the country.
Well, I'd also like to introduce you to the original Gen 1 match coordinator and our Gen 1 trainer, which is Chris Edwards here. So you can get the whole from the very beginning is right here in front of you.
Right there. Gen 1 on the mic.
Well, I appreciate that. What happened was back in the early 90s, Mr. Glock wanted to thank his customers, basically. And that's why he set up a program of simple competition. But competition, we also believe from instructors and a training standpoint of view that competition is a good thing, that you can, if you go out and shoot in a safe environment, learn how to hit the target, then that's training in a way itself. And we started out with just a few matches. I think the first year I did maybe 2 or 3, and then that got to be like 10 or 12, and then it got to be a couple of dozen, and we started to add staff.
And so on and so on.
And so on and so on to where we've got 52 matches scheduled this year. Is that right, Willie? 55 matches scheduled. Nice. Outdoors, but we also have an indoor league. So there are very few places in this country that you're not within driving distance of a match.
And just for our listeners, this is for Glock pistols only, these competitions.
Correct.
So for our listeners who don't have a Glock, you need to go out and get your Glock, and you need to get involved with the Glock Sport Shooting Foundation. And how do they go about becoming members?
They can go to GSSF online. That's the first step there, and you can get the membership, where the matches are for the outdoor and the indoor league is all there. And then also one of the benefits that that Glock does for the GSSF members is if their initial membership, they sign up as just a normal civilian, sign up for 2 years or more. Every year on their anniversary that they're an active member, they're going to get a pistol purchase coupon. So they'll get the
for G18?
No, not for the 18, man, but they'll get the military and law enforcement discount for one pistol per year as Glock's way of saying thank you for participating. And
very nice.
Also, one of the things, too, that Mr. Edwards didn't say, but he had, when I got here and he educated me on, was that Mr. Glock wanted us to be that you can go purchase a pistol with some safe gun handling skills the very next day, go and compete. So it's very simple stages of fire. However, for those that are running the razor's edge, and we do have some people out there that are cleaning a plate rack in like sub-2s. I mean, so they're not messing around.
Yeah.
But all the way down to the person that literally just has the basic knowledge, but just, hey, come out and have a good time. There's performance awards. There's also random awards. So you may end up coming in dead last and still walk away with a pistol. So
if you're a member of GSSF, I can't say that fast.
It takes practice.
And you go to these competitions. Is there a fee on top of that to enter the competitions? I'm sure probably each one's probably a little independent of.
Well, yes, there's a membership fee that's on the website if you go to the website. But the membership fee first is $35. But we have multiple year memberships, and as Willie said, if you get multiple year memberships, then you get a coupon for a reduced price on a Glock pistol every year.
Yeah.
And then the
It's
match.
not bad at all. $35 every year.
Yeah. And then there is a small match fee for each of the outdoor matches. That's $25 for each division. We have, no matter which Glock pistol you have, you can come shoot and compete with other people who also have that pistol. So you see where you're at with, as opposed to some other shooters and equipment that's the same. So we have divisions, if you will, for stock Glock pistols.
Okay.
We have
I was
divisions.
ask, yeah.
We have divisions for pistols that are heavily modified, like with compensators and optical sights. We have
slide cuts and
right.
like mine.
You'll see all kind of stuff.
We have a division too that is for the subcompact pistols, and there's something. There's a competition division for each of the pistols that Mr. Glock makes. And another thing I'd like to add, and this is where some of our instructors and some of the Glock company representatives helped us out over the years, is that at each of the outdoor matches there's a factory armor that will inspect your pistol. If you've got a spring that's a little worn, we replace it just as if you walked into the main plant here in Smyrna, Georgia.
Very nice.
So I think that's kind of a we don't
benefit.
talk about that a lot, but that's a real benefit of the membership.
Okay.
And it's free.
And that's free.
And the price is right.
The price is right.
It's a real family-friendly environment also. It's real low stress, so it's really something for everyone. There's a lot of kids out there, and I've heard it referred to as it's the gateway drug to shooting sports. So, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to
and
come
these
out.
are all over the country, so they just go to the website, see where they get the schedule
Yes.
on there, and they need to be a member beforehand, right? Or can they sign up there?
They can join up at the match itself.
Okay.
But if they want to, send in an application form and a credit card, then they can be a member.
You can take your
don't
money
have to-
anywhere, anytime.
There you go. They're set up to do that, right?
It's literally set up that a person can walk up and just maybe read about it in the paper or see it online or whatever the case is. Or first time I ever saw a GSSF match, no kidding, was in 2008, and a friend told me about it. I was shooting a Steel Challenge match, and he's like, "Hey, come check out this GSSF match." I walked up to the match, became a member, shot 2 different divisions before lunch, and was out.
Really? They make it
And
that
left.
easy.
That was my first
Now,
time
do they give
ever.
you any instruction? Let's say, I'm just a newbie. I went and bought my first Glock. I've never had any sort of handgun course or anything like that, and they come up to, they want to shoot.
Well, we don't have any instructors out there or things of that nature. However, what I will say, and everybody here has been to a GSSF match before, the range officers, they volunteer. They actually make this program. No kidding, because they're the ones out there breaking their backs and sweating with the timers and making sure that the shooters are safety and filtering them through. And while those ROs, which I want to send a big thank you out to all you guys and girls around the country for doing that for us. They'll help out the beginner. So really, if you're brand new, walk up to them and tell them, "Hey, I'm new," and you will see some of the greatest people in the world are out there in the shooting community. And if they know you're new, they're going to help you out, walk you through.
More than
what
happy
you
to
need,
help you
get
out,
you to
yeah.
relax, and it's
They'll
literally
talk you through stage by stage.
Yep.
Yeah, very encouraging
It
group
is.
of people.
It is.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see anybody fail. Of course, everybody wants to win, but nobody wants to watch somebody else fail. So they help you out. They do. It's not an instructional course.
Yeah.
Don't get confused, but they will help you.
That's what I've noticed in the competition. I mean, even the big competitions, and they probably learn it early on from going to shoots like this. They're very helpful to the other shooters. I've sponsored several shooters over the years, and I've gone to the matches, and just the friendliness that everybody has, and like you said, the willingness and want to help other shooters. It's not like, they're competing, but they also want you to be good, and compete against them. They like the competition.
One of the media
They don't want you to suck. They want you to be good.
One of the media members that's in this course here with us, I used to shoot 3-gun quite avidly with him around the country, different matches and stuff. And even though we were always neck and neck, his shotgun broke. I gave him my shotgun to use for the rest of the day. And it's always somebody's paying it forward. And the reason I was like that is because I was taught it before when my pistol broke, and I only had one pistol at the time because I was broke. my competition's like, here, use mine, finish the match. I want to beat you, but I want to beat you fair.
I've seen that happen time and time again.
It's awesome.
Well, we're all supporting shooting sports, so everybody that's into shooting sports wants to see it grow.
Yeah,
and so they are very helpful.
And there's also a ladies' match at every match, a solid ladies' match.
Okay,
So
at
don't forget to put
the
that out
Glock
there.
Sport Shooting Foundation.
Absolutely. We did the first ladies' match. What, Chris?
3 years ago, I think it was.
It was a little longer than that.
4, maybe.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yep.
The first ladies' match ever was done down in South Carolina.
Okay.
And we had shooters from they drove as far as from New Jersey, Texas. Had a great event, so now we just incorporated that. And so at every match across the country, there's a solid ladies match, and there's also a special guardian division for public servants, LE guys, military guys and girls.
Oh, cool.
Fire EMS, so there's that guardian division also.
Yeah. So what about age?
I've seen
Age limit. Is there an age limit?
Well, we've got really what you want to make sure of is obviously, we have to have a parent present if there's
they're underage,
or a guardian or something
Sure.
like that. But really, what we want to do is we want to see success. So probably anywhere between, say, 10 years old and 12, something like that, when kids have gotten big enough to handle
so
a
you've
pistol.
seen them that young out there?
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, cool.
Yes, sir.
That's
and we've
awesome.
got
They at least got to be big enough to see over the barrel.
Is that what, see over the barrel?
right.
All 3 of my daughters went through. I had a 13, 14, and a 15-year-old. Brought them down the first time they went through it. They went through the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Are
I
they still
think
doing it?
one of them won.
Oh, yeah?
Got their $50 check.
Did they have to give it back?
We thought about it, but I let
As long as
Rebecca
You let them
it.
keep it. Yeah.
As long as they can safely handle the weapon system, and there's always a range officer right there with them.
Right.
So, and that's part of promoting the sport. We want them to have a good time and enjoy our product.
Everybody smiles after they shoot.
Yeah, and that's probably what the type of parents that are bringing their children out there are the type of parents that have probably been working with them and showing them the proper safety and everything like that to begin with. Yeah.
And as we said again, but I just want to emphasize, I've seen, like 3 generations in one family shoots. I've seen the grandparents, the parents have brought the grandparents who are bringing the grandchildren, who are bringing, who are out there competing and learning firearm safety by doing the competition, but also learning how to operate the firearm. I'm very grateful to see young people coming out and getting introduced to shooting, and then also whether a wife, a sister, a mother, women also participating in the shooting sports.
So again, give us that website where our listeners can go and sign up for this.
If you just type in GSSF for Glock Sport Shooting Foundation, actual website is www.gssfonline.com. So GSSFonline.com.
There you go, guys. You got no excuse now. It's $35 a year, and then they've got other packages. You sign up for multiple years, and then you get an awesome coupon for discount on your next Glock purchase. And they just go into their local retailer to get that, or how they.
For that, there it has to be a blue label dealer, as we kind of call it. It's
Okay.
For the LEO military dealers, so it's a pretty good discount that they're going to receive. And like I said, if you're a brand new person to it, you got to sign up for a minimum of 2 years. But every year on your anniversary that you're an active member with us, we send you that coupon out to you.
There you go.
So definitely come out and try it out. And don't forget about our indoor league either, which is for those places that don't have the big outdoor facilities to facilitate. We've had up to 1,600 entry matches over a 3-day, 4-day weekend. But those indoor matches, it's more like a bullseye. It's the D1 target from NRA's tombstone style target.
Right, yeah.
From all the way out from 25 yards up to about 7 yards. And it's more like a bullseye, but under a time limit. So it's more strict. And we actually just did a hybrid per se, up at the Camp Perry Pistol Championships this year. Great success. We ran out of targets, so we had way more participants than we thought. When we were going up there, we only thought we had about 50 shooters, and it turned out to be well over 200 shooters.
Wow.
But we do these at indoor facilities around the country. And with that the host that wants to have us, just contact us at GSSF Online. You can look up Glock Professional and give us a call, and then our training department and GSSF department are side by side, so we'll chuck you wherever you need to be. And then you can get that set up and have that there. And then for there, we do a random draw pistol. Then we have some plaques for prizes, some swag, things of that nature. So it's definitely good to just kind of start promoting the different shooting sports. And a lot of these places that can't hold USPSA or IDPA matches because they're smaller, hey, we're here for you with a very basic. But, I mean, it's not as easy as you might think to go ahead and get a 500, which is the possible score on our indoor league. We do have the 500 club, and it's not a very big club, I'll let you know that. So, but it gets people out there, and they keep coming back because they want to get that perfect score. So,
gives them something the big goal to go for. So I know these guys are chomping at the bit to go shoot the G18 over here. So
especially for somebody else's ammo,
right? the thing will chew it up, no doubt. But I just want to personally thank each one of you guys. It was an amazing experience. Thank you so much for the invitation. It's once in a lifetime kind of experience, especially when we get to shoot this, G18 stuff like that. I know I was teasing you guys with a big announcement from Glock, but that's going to have to wait. But just know it's coming, and
stay tuned.
Just
keep your eyes and ears open.
It's worth it. It'll be worth the wait. Well worth the wait. Keep your eyes and ears open, as Josh said, and you're going to like it. Guarantee it. Guys, again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you coming.
Welcome.
Absolutely.
Always welcome.
Let's go shoot the G18.
did you do a podcast at a charity event in Charlotte at an indoor range?
Okay. All right, guys, we are back from shooting the G18, which I'm still got wood from. So. We shot all day long, and I think we just dumped as much brass as we did all day long in 20 minutes.
Undoubtedly.
If that.
Undoubtedly.
So I've got some of my fellow Glock operators. Now we have just become certified.
Certified with a patch.
With a patch and a certificate. So let's go around the table. Start to the right. Introduce yourself. Who you're with?
My name is Fred Masterson. I'm a freelance. I'm out here representing a couple different magazines.
Yeah.
Primary company. My company's Force Options. We do a little bit of everything, but I'm here as a writer.
And you're out of?
Out of Phoenix.
Phoenix. There you go, sunny Phoenix.
Absolutely, always sunny.
Yeah. Hey, our optic sponsor, Ride On USA, is
good folks.
Out of Arizona too.
Very good folks.
Yeah. Next, this guy, he's no stranger to the show.
Andre DeLoe, and
Andre, you need to turn. Look, you are a stranger to the show.
you?
No, that was.
There we go.
There you go. Now we
All
can
right.
hear you, baby.
Yeah, Andre DeLoe out of Miami. Also an individual. Miami Vice. Oh, okay. Who remembers that?
Don Johnson, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I ran at all those guys when they were doing the show down there.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, I bet you got some stories.
Yeah. And there were the Talbot, the tall guy who played one of the other. He's a real big gun guy. I met him at a gun show when he was buying $1,000. So, but I'm here representing more, a few more magazines, and also here from Big 3 East, which is a training concern in Daytona Beach. And we had a great time today. And Fred just kicked my butt out there in the range.
Fred kicks everybody's butt out on the range.
Yeah, he got one of the top scores out there.
I'm a blind old man. I don't know what you guys are talking
Yeah,
about.
he was a blind squirrel getting a big nut.
It's my world. You just a squirrel trying to get a nut. Now get on out here. Don't touch that coat.
But it was great.
And then we also have
Brian Johnson. I'm a writer and editor for Ammoland Shooting Sports. So
Ammoland. Where you out of?
Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah.
Up in the North Virginia?
That's right, North.
Dirty North?
Dirty North, yeah. Right next to the swamp called the District of Columbia, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very cool. So we just wrapped up this operators course, guys, and we all got certified. Some did better than others, obviously, Fred taking home the gold medal there. But this wasn't about competition.
No.
They told us going into it, it's not about going fast. It's about being smooth. If you're smooth, then your speed will increase. So, what's your big takeaway from this operators course, Glock Operator Course? What would you say?
I actually took away quite a bit from the course. I'm a training junkie, though. I mean, that's That's undoubted. I mean, that's undisputed. I show up on everybody's courses, but the course that they put on here was pretty squared away. I like the way that it was organized. They obviously had a curriculum. There was no pause, what are we going to do next moments at all. But what I really liked about it was they had the ability to put on the gas or put on the brakes, depending upon the group. And honestly, you've been around your shooters a lot, and I'm not throwing stones by any stretch of imagination, but they're not notorious for their marksmanship skills. This group, however, this was a pretty hardcore group.
Yeah.
And the
this
instructors,
group of guys know how to shoot.
The instructors here at Glock, man, they put the gas on, and everybody stood up and did a good job. So I was impressed with their ability to be flexible with the group.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Andre?
Well, I tell you what, I have to admit that this is not the first time I've taken the course. I took it once before.
Oh, so you cheated. You cheater.
That's right. And that's all when I get an aggressive stance. I said, aggressive stance, that means I can take a step closer to the target. So
he's 9 feet tall to begin with, by the way.
Yeah. And so, but I found out the real big takeaway is I thought, oh, this might be boring because I've already done this. It wasn't that boring. It still was interesting. They taught it different this time around. So what this means is you can take this course more than once, several times, and walk away stronger and better every time, which is really amazing. Most courses, they teach it one way, do things one way. This one, it was like, wow, this is different. And I learned different things and reinforced my skill. Like the guy said, it's not an endpoint, it's a process. So the longer you're in the process, the more you learn, the better shooter you're going to be. So and it's great. And when you're dealing with a Glock, this is where to go.
Yeah. What about you, Brian?
So I come from competitive shooting, 3-gun. So for me, this course was really interesting because it was more of a defensive side of shooting. And the layout, they translated between the two styles of shooting, and the course instructors taught in such a way that they didn't, if you're coming from a competitive shooting background, they're not belittling what you know or saying that that's worthless. They're telling you to reinforce on those skills, and, they're teaching you things that you don't necessarily have to apply or walk out of here with, but they want you to try them, and if you try them, you will see the benefit, I thought, for myself. So
I think no matter what level of shooter you are, I mean, everybody at some point, they kind of get away from the core, and the core of what makes a good shooter.
Yeah.
And they make you slow down here and really think about your mechanics and your movements and the reason why you're doing what you're doing. For whatever reason, but they don't, like you said, they're not belittling you. They're not saying, that's not, the right way to do that unless you're just being unsafe.
Right.
And they're showing you how to improve upon what you already know, your skills. And it's, it's a tailorable course as well.
Oh, very
which is
much
what
so.
I like about it.
Yeah, like I said, their ability to flex, even in between sessions. I mean, the class first started, they kind of had to get a feel for who we were. You never know with riders or with anybody. It could be a mixed bag.
Yeah.
These guys have been challenged sometimes. I can guarantee it. They'll have some hardcore pipe hitters at one end, and some people that are just fairly fresh on the gun. And that's, as an instructor, I can tell you that's the most challenging thing. And they ran over like it was nothing. It was fantastic.
What made me feel good was that they were talking about that group of, I guess, SEALs. I don't remember which
Marines,
group it was. It was the Marines that they had in here that were just they're itching to go and. For the practical test that we took, that we were being, I guess, graded on, or what are you going to say, scored on. They said, their first time through, they were all just horrible. Yeah, they failed it.
Yeah, they're humbled.
Yeah, so that made me feel a lot better.
That test that they put together is for real.
I mean, that's a thing I'm going to go home and replicate and do myself.
So let's talk about that real quick. Just kind of walk us through. Everybody take a little piece and walk us through what we did there for our time practical.
Well, the iterations are designed to address essentially all the things that you might run into with the short round count that you'd face with a handgun. So you had two-hand, you had presentations, one round. We dealt with multiple adversaries. You had to shoot one-handed. We had to do controlled pairs. We had to do
shoot offhanded.
Had to shoot offhanded. You had to do failure to stop.
Yep.
And then ultimately the shooting a move, and then the box drill. I mean, it covered a really wide spectrum.
Yeah, and it really
malfunctions.
It really worked on things that you typically wouldn't work on by yourself, like shooting one-handed. I mean, maybe if you're bullseye shooter, that's what you do, but not everybody's going to the range and popping shots with one hand and then switching to their offhand. I mean, that's not something.
And these drills, what I like about these drills that they walked us through, the majority of these, maybe except for a couple, you can dry fire practice every one of these, at home. So you could do these every day, every night. and just keep improving. And when you do go to the range, then boom, put it in action.
I tell you, I think the skills we learned there were tested during that particular evolution. But it also, not only were we graded, but we graded ourselves, so we knew from what we did and didn't do well.
Yeah.
Like, I know what I didn't do well and what I need to work on. And you don't know what you don't know until you find out, okay, in competition, okay, I suck at that, so I got to do better.
Yeah.
So this is what one of the biggest takeaways is, one thing to do a drill in the class, but okay, under competition, at the end how you did.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, okay, now I know what the takeaways I've got to walk away with, what I need to work on, the dry fire practice, and learn little tips like Scotty was saying about flexing your arms when you're shooting one-handed, taking the other one.
Get a firm grip.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've been very laxed on.
Oh, yeah.
Is my grip, And then once they started making me aware of that, I went in, I firmed up my grip, and my groups tightened up immediately.
One of the things that really that I had a problem with the first time I shot this course was offhand shooting. And because I was getting jams because I wasn't holding my
tight enough. Yeah.
But when Scotty told me about taking your other hand, wrapping across your chest, then flexing both your arms to where you really have a tight grip.
Touching your whole body.
Touching your whole body instead of trying to tension one arm, then it was achievable.
You compared it to like getting in a fight. You've been in a fist fight before, you tense up.
That's right, on both arms. And so once he showed me that about that, now I did not have a problem.
Yeah.
So even the little nuggets that they give us is really worthwhile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took a lot away from this, but go ahead.
I'm just saying, and if this is a Glock course, if you own a Glock, you really can't beat it because you're getting work with instructors that work for Glock with Glocks all the time, and
they're around these 24 hours.
They're gonna diagnose what you're doing wrong probably better than anyone else out there, I would say,
because they know what makes their gun malfunction.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's what I think a lot of the problem was that I was seeing out there was it was the grip mechanics that people were having, and once they fixed their grip mechanics, then that seemed to bring them back to center, and they were right on target again.
Yeah.
Very good course, in my opinion. Again, it's for Glock. If you don't own a Glock, go out and get some training anyway. You need to train, you need to shoot, but make sure you vet them, make sure they're a qualified instructor, not like some of these jackwagon YouTubers that are out there these days. And one that remains nameless, we're not going to bring up anymore. But you can listen to some past episodes in the jackwagon train. You'll know exactly who we're talking about. So let's talk about you guys. We know about Andre, but we'll get to you. We'll find out what's new and exciting with Andre. You got some good stuff coming up. Let's talk about Brian. Brian, first time on the show.
Yep.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And tell us about your company that you're with.
So Amaland, we're media, publish reviews, anything from politics that relate to guns. We gun community feed for everyone to come and check out.
There's a website?
You can subscribe to our email list. We push out publications every day, every weekend. We do giveaways through our subscription list.
Keep pumping out funky ass shit like every single day. Somehow, some way.
Yep. But that's what we do.
Ammoland.com?
Ammoland.com. Yep.
Okay, and just go there, sign up for your mailer. And
subscribe, yep.
And is that like a monthly, weekly? How's that come out?
Daily. So we
Daily?
Daily. We're pushing emails.
You are coming out with some funky stuff every day.
Every single day, yep.
Yeah.
So
nice.
And it's our writers writing stuff every day. We have original pieces coming up, and we also do industry news. So
how many writers do you guys have?
Right now we got about 4 or 5 that are publishing once to twice a week.
Okay.
And then contributors all over.
If some of our subscribers or listeners think they've got some chops, want to get into writing, how would they approach you guys?
They could contact me. They could shoot me an email at Duncan@ammoland.com. It's DUNCAN @ammoland.com.
I thought you were Brian.
It's my middle name, and my dad's Brian.
Okay.
And I work with him, so
I thought it was Duncan, but you came out with Brian. I was like, I don't even know you anymore, man.
I've been lying to you this whole time.
We did car bombs together and everything. So.
Yeah, those were great.
Some Irish car bombs. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Fred.
Sir.
Talk about your company, and we've got a friend in common as well.
No, absolutely. My company is Force Options USA. We're a little bit of a hybrid company, to say the least. I'm obviously a freelance writer. I have been blessed to be able to write for a lot of different people. So I don't really work under one flag. Once again, I've been blessed and fortunate for that. I do a lot of work with Athlon Outdoors. They picked up a lot of the Harris titles.
Okay.
So I write for pretty much all of their mags.
Yeah.
And enjoy doing it a great deal. Especially ballistic. I get to do a lot of lifestyle pieces for them. I recently did a piece on Scotch, of all things.
Scotch.
Oh, my God, I love.
Oh, that is nice.
I bet that research sucked, huh?
Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. But honestly, the article was a huge hit. I mean,
tell us about the article.
It's essentially the ABCs of Scotch, everything you wanted to know.
Our listeners love Scotch. So
outstanding. As well you should.
Yeah. I love Scotch. I love Scotch. Scotchy Scotch Scotch. Here it goes down into my belly.
The ABCs of Scotch, things that you need to know that you're embarrassed maybe to ask, and how to not make a fool out of yourself.
Yeah.
A what's what.
For example.
Yeah, what's a single malt? Come on.
Well, let's look at blended versus single malt.
Okay.
Essentially, Scotch whiskeys, traditional Scotch whiskeys are single malt, which means that's one cask, one unit, whereas something like Johnny Walker, a name that everybody knows is Scotch, it's actually blended Scotch. So they'll be they take a little bit of this barrel, a little bit of that barrel, a little bit of that barrel over there, and they'll blend it together. That doesn't make it inferior by any stretch of imagination, but it does affect the flavor a little bit. Hardcore Scotch people tend to be single malt folks.
Yeah.
What's unique about it is there's different flavors depending upon where you get them in Scotland. So.
I like Macallan.
Oh, and you were a good man for liking Macallan.
I love a good glass of Macallan every now and then.
Yeah, that's God Scotch, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yes,
Okay.
I didn't know if you knew that.
I did not.
Yes, they tell me that quite often.
Yeah. I've kind of been compared to looking like, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, but, I am not, even though I have the hair for it. Sometimes the beard.
Well, I think Jesus Christ would know how to load his magazines correctly.
That's a low blow right there.
That's a story.
So what Andre is talking about is our first run on the practical, and I swear I did it right.
I did it too, and I felt the same way.
I swear. So we were supposed to load 4 rounds in the first mag, 7 live rounds, 1 dummy round, and then 3 rounds in the second mag, and then the third mag was 8 rounds. And I said it like 5 times before I even did it. We broke for lunch, loaded our mags, broke for lunch, came back. I think somebody switched my mag at lunch is what it was.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I think that's what happened. But,
that's what I'd say.
So, needless to say, I wasn't able to do the first run correctly.
No, and then the staff here made him wear a blue helmet for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I had to take my shirt off and wear the helmet.
Exactly. And the leash. It was all bad.
But I wasn't the only one that did that.
No, it happened quite a
Duncan.
bit.
I did it too.
Not even just you. I mean, it happened across the board. It's a stress.
And when it happened, everything went out the window.
But I wasn't even stressed. I was like, I got this. Okay, it's 3, 7, 1, 3, and then 8.
Yeah.
Because I had 1 in the chamber, so I just did 3 in the mag.
Well, the wheels fall off the bus the most interesting times. We had a guy in the class, I mean, when we did the box drill, he mounted bayonet and ran down range. He will remain unnamed. Yeah. But he literally...
We'll let him tell a story if he wants to.
Oh, my God, yeah.
We're not going to call him out.
Oh, yeah, he beats his head against the wall over doing it, but...
Yeah. But even then, I mean, the instructors aren't beating us up.
Oh, no, and they didn't even tease him.
Yeah.
We did, brutally.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But
get away
even
from
then,
us.
And it caught everybody off guard because he shot so well. But up to then, but when they said target, he essentially took off without even drawing his weapon. I'm like, what
are you doing?
Is there an ice cream truck down there? What the hell's going on?
So we were using Glock 17s and Glock 19s for this course. First day I used the 17, and then today I used the 19. I did much better with the 19.
Yes,
today.
me too. Yeah.
I'm just used to, everybody knows, all our listeners know that I'm a 40 guy. I use the 23. So obviously the 19 is
closer.
Yeah, it fits my hands and everything a little bit better. But the sights too that were on there, I like the sights. So
they were nice. Yeah,
ran a 17 yesterday. That's my primary gun my duty gun. But I ran a 19 today, and I'm still in love with my 17. It's Once again, it fits me better. I think it's because I have so many more rounds on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you.
Well, you can always just take that magazine and pop it in the 19, and then
exactly.
Boom, there you go.
Exactly, but both of them are just, they're spectacular. Glocks are bomb-proof.
Yeah.
We've had this ongoing
tanks.
discussion,
Yeah.
The best way had it explained to me is like, especially in the 1911 world, do I get a 1911 or do I get a Glock? I'm like, well, that's kind of a long discussion.
Right. How much time you got? Yeah.
Exactly. I'm like, dude, look at your lawnmower. If your lawnmower is in the backyard and it's covered with crap and stuff, you shouldn't have a 1911. Okay, because it's an ongoing.
You don't take care of your stuff.
Exactly. A Glock is 24 hours a day. Boop. Drop a phone call and there it is.
Boom.
It's there.
Reliable.
Every single time. So that's my philosophy.
It's a good one to have. Andre.
Yes, sir.
Tell us what's new and exciting with you, brother.
Well, I'm doing Big 3 East. That's coming up second week in October.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited about that.
And you're there, and we have a...
And I'm sad because Ralph isn't going to be there.
Really?
This year. She says she's got some sort of international thing to do or something. I don't know. Hoity-toity, blah, blah. There'll be lots of Richards, yeah. So we will continue the Richards. We'll just have to find us another Ralph.
But
so Big 3.
Big 3 in
October. That's coming up 1st October.
Yeah, and it'll be the first one this year because the earlier one got canceled because of problems. Because the
unfortunate accident from CJ's son.
Yeah. And so that recovered. He recovered real nicely out of that.
Yeah.
Considering he should have died at the scene.
Right.
Yeah, that was a very bad motorcycle accident 10 years ago. He would not have survived. But now he's just 100%. So it's just amazing what they can do these days with medicine. But we're going to have a great time. We're going to have a huge amount of participation there from major companies. And we're going to have 3 days of showing what they can do and then going to the range and then doing some good performs testing.
Now, are you privy to the list of attendees yet?
That's still being put together, but there are a few, but I don't want to make a mistake, so I don't think I want to go into it. But
don't let the cat out of the bag.
But as
that gets closer to time, we'll talk more about it.
Oh, absolutely, because Glock is going to be there.
Okay, Glock, awesome.
Yeah. That's
so
one.
That'll be good.
And maybe they'll have big news.
Yeah, maybe.
Then, or maybe not. We don't know. To be determined still. So,
but I tell you, if they bring out the 18 to that, I'm sure that we'll get a line out the front gate all the way down the road.
Yeah,
yeah.
So the Glock shotgun. I mean, that'll be
the Glock shotgun.
I mean, hey.
Over-under Glock shotgun.
If the revolver caught on, I guess the Glock shotgun can catch on.
Right.
Yeah.
So, real quick, let's talk about the course. Rate the course. In your opinion, compare it to other courses that you've taken. I know you've taken other courses. You're a competition shooter.
Yes, I mean, a 5 out of 5. Like, I would come again, 100%. Like,
for what it is, yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I would come, and I would like to. It was a great experience, and I feel as though I'm leaving with knowledge that makes me a better shooter. And that's all you can ask for from a class.
Do you feel that you can carry this information over to your competition shooting as well?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's shooting, so
right.
It's hard to not find the crossover.
Now, did you say you're going to be at Rock Castle with the Pro-Am?
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to go down there. So.
Okay, well, you're going to have to represent because I'm not going to make it. I'm going to be
I'll be there.
Somewhere else. It'd be the first one I've missed in like 3 years, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited to go down there. I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun. So.
Cool. I'll put you in touch with Casey.
Okay.
Casey Griggs.
Yeah, that'd be great.
CG3G. Yeah, make sure you guys look it up. And he did respond back. He's already got somebody to room with.
It's all good. I'll figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Andre?
I think it's a 5 out of 5 too. And
5 out of 5.
And this is the second time taking it. And I may take it a third and fourth because, like I said, I got a lot out of it every time, and it's just marvelous. But people have to understand that they don't necessarily have to come to Smyrna, Georgia, for the class.
That's correct.
Yeah, depending on what you want to do, how many people you have, and if you want to go ahead and shoot on it with an armorer's class, they will come to you. Mm-hmm. So they have a mobile training team that they'll. And
of course, you got to meet the requirements that we talked about earlier when we had the Glock guys on. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean they've got instructors all over the United States.
Yeah, so it's
to help out with this.
Very, very versatile. And it's worthwhile, and the instructors, of course, are the best.
Yeah.
So, I definitely would do it again. I might do it again.
That'll be your third time then.
It'll be a third
right?
time.
They're gonna get
Sooner or later, I'll get it
They
right.
may certify you as an instructor.
That's
for
right.
a while.
That's right. Well, actually, I knew I was doing well because I wasn't getting chewed on by Willie. I knew that I was improving when he wasn't in my ear.
Right. Well, that's what I was here for.
Yeah.
You know. Fred.
I'm going to join the course and say 5 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah, it's by no means for anybody, but it's not designed to
I don't know
be
who
for
came up
everybody.
with a rating system of 5 out of 5. But
I
right
just said
there.
that.
Yeah.
There you go.
It just
Okay.
seemed appropriate.
There you go.
What is your name now?
There we
There
go.
we go.
You know, the class
Whatever
is
you want.
designed- it's not designed for everybody. As we said, we got criteria to get in. If you come with an open mind, I don't know how you can not just enjoy this class.
Yeah.
If you come with an agenda and here to just kind of wag your stuff and show how
I
much
guarantee
you know,
you will walk away
you're gonna be butthurt.
at least one bit of knowledge.
no
If you're
reason
just
for
here,
you
if
to
you're
come
here to
in.
show off and stuff, you're gonna have trouble. I mean, they're going to accommodate. They'll smile and wave,
Yeah.
but you're not going to learn anything. If you come with an open mind and really listen to these guys, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good experience.
Very good. Well, of course, I give it 2 thumbs up. I'm going to break away from your
Rebel.
Iconoclastic, aren't we?
iconoclastic. Yeah. So it was excellent. Again, for what it's designed to do and what it's for, and we didn't get the full experience of it because we were doing some media stuff too, so they had to cut some portions of it out. But everything that we did was just stuff that I've done before in the past. But it just reinforced it, because I'd forgotten a lot of it, fallen off the wagon, I guess, so to speak. So the dry firing, that's something I got away from.
Oh, yeah.
Just over time, I just quit doing the dry firing drill. So that's something that I'm going to start doing on a regular basis again. I had one of those CERT pistols. You ever seen those?
Oh, yeah.
The CERT pistols.
Oh, yeah.
Those are nice.
Little laser, great mechanics, for your trigger pull and drawing and getting your sight picture and all that kind of stuff. I think when that disappeared, I kind of quit doing my dry fire drills. Zeke, I think it's my turn to have the CERT pistol back. Well, guys, appreciate you taking the time being on. One more time, Duncan, what's your website?
Ammoland.com.
Okay, Andre, how can our people get in touch with you? Read your articles. You got any articles coming up?
Glock Annual that finishing
go.
up on a bunch of stuff. I'll be going out traveling to work with some police agencies up in Warwick, Rhode Island next week.
Very cool.
And we have a bunch of stuff. Did a lot of work with Team Glock and their new shooter, Ashley Ruark, who is
you tell me about her.
Yeah, she's brand new on the team. And so Shane is still the team captain. Michelle is still there, and now they have Ashley, and they're going overseas to France for international competition that I think she's going to win.
In France?
In France.
They have shooting
Yeah,
competitions
they do
in
that
France?
there?
Yeah.
That's
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That's alarming.
So
it's
that's
good,
cool.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Fred?
Yeah, you can catch me at forceoptionsusa.com. We have connections to all of our articles and everything up there, and you can catch me email there as well.
Very cool. All right, guys, appreciate it. We're going to get another group of guys on here, and we'll be right back.
Sounds fantastic. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, guys, we are back, and we are at Glock Professional out here in Smyrna, Georgia. I guess, is this still considered Smyrna?
Yes, sir.
Where
it is.
we're at?
Well, that's Smyrna, yeah.
In Smyrna? Okay. All right. So
Actually, I think it's East Smyrna to be technical.
East Smyrna. That's the rough part of Smyrna, right? Just a few blocks from Glock Inc. We're at Glock Professional. This is a newer facility that they have secured for this newer venture that they have. They've been doing Glock Operator Course for a while, but I guess they're just now really starting to push and get it out there. So I've got 3 more of my fellow course mates here with me, and we're going to go around the table and introduce ourselves.
My name is Chris Bartacci from Small Arm Solutions. I do have a YouTube channel, C. Bartacci, or Chris Bartacci, it's all one word.
Yeah.
I primarily do detailed reviews on different kinds of small arms, not so much the entertaining shooting type, but more of the historical and mechanical type videos.
Chris is an egghead. He's very technical and detailed. So for you lead heads who like that kind of stuff, you're going to love his YouTube channel. So make sure you check him out. And where are you out of?
I'm out of the great state of Texas.
Texas. There we go. Hells yeah. Next.
James with TFB TV, and thanks for having me on the
James,
program.
Welcome. TFB, for our listeners who aren't familiar with TFB.
TheFirearmBlog.com. We're
The
Firearm blog.
Firearmblog.com. Sorry, guys.
Go.
Sorry to everybody out there.
That's okay. And we got a secret squirrel dude. Secret squirrel.
I'm Pete. I'm a lowly writer from the Firearm blog also.
It's just Pete. Just goes by Pete.
Just Pete.
That's it.
That's it.
Just Pete. Just call me Pete from the Firearms blog. Now, how long have you guys been with the Firearms blog?
I've been there about almost 2 years now.
2 years?
Yep.
For me, it's going to be 5 years. I think that's January or February 2018.
Okay.
But we started the YouTube channel at SHOT Show 2015. So we're tick over 2 years. And we've gotten, I think we're at about 350,000 subs right now.
Nice. Are you guys doing all your own marketing and whatnot, or do you have a third party that helps with your marketing promotions? Because that's huge growth.
It's all been word of mouth.
Just word of mouth.
Yeah, just word
That's
of mouth.
amazing.
But, I mean, we also have the blog there, right? You know, and so
and how long has the
drives
blog
growth.
been going?
10 years.
10 years.
It's about 10 years?
10 years, yeah.
Okay, so it's been going for a while then.
Oh, yeah.
A lot longer than I really thought. I thought they had been around about 5 years.
Yeah.
So, well, very good.
Yeah, we
man.
just had the anniversary about a week ago, I think.
Yeah.
And you got people all over the country?
All over the globe.
All over the globe, all over the world.
We've got, all over the world. We've got guys in, Asia, Europe, Canada. The Great White
Canadians.
North. Yeah.
You got some Canadians up there? Very good. So we just got back, and the icing on the cake, we got to shoot the G18, the Glock 18, full auto. This is a real one. Phenomenal. I mean, I know some of you guys have already shot them before. Was this your first time shooting one?
Oh, no, it's my fourth. I've had
time?
the opportunity to shoot the Gen 1, Gen 2, and Gen 3.
Okay.
Of those.
So which one do you like best? Can you tell a difference?
They're the same. Just the differences is this one here had the compensator on it, and it was a flamethrower, but
it
made it a little bit easier for to hold it down there and recoil. But that's probably one of the funnest guns I've ever shot. I mean,
yeah, they are fun.
It's great if you ever get in a gunfight in a phone booth. But as everybody learned, once you learn how to use that thing, you can deploy it and you can use it in real world effectively.
Yeah, and it's got a semi-auto switch on it too, so it's not always full auto.
Yeah, and there's actually some police departments in this country who issue that.
Really?
Or not? Yeah.
Who? You know one?
Glock's never released that, but I do know for sure that there are some that issue it. Probably, I would imagine it's one of these really small department. There are SWAT teams that have bought them.
Yeah.
Chris Edwards did say there's only
more of the specialized divisions of the police departments.
There's only like a few in private hands in the in the U.S. It's a unicorn.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
Yeah, I've shot it 3 times, and this was a different experience for me because first time I ever shot one, it had the foregrip and it had the buttstock, and that's totally different. Yeah. The second time I shot one, it was not the compensated version, and where I was shooting it, they said, hey, only shoot this in bursts. And then the Glock guys on this range, they just handed it, as you know, they just handed it over. They said,
I think they saw that nobody put any holes in the ceiling, so they figured we knew what we were doing.
Yeah, so they're like, let this big dog eat. And
shoot it.
Yeah. And so, at first, I mean, you and I were even talking beforehand. I was like, look, let's just do this interview now because I really don't care to go in there and shoot another Glock 18. And I'm glad I did. Oh, yeah, walked away with a half chub, for sure.
I was full on chub, dude. It was full on. But you, Pete?
Yeah, it was my third time. It was good.
Third time, too?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've shot it, I don't know, 3 or 4 times.
It's a lot more controllable than you'd think it would be.
I think I was limp wristing it or something. I don't know, but I was getting misfeeds on mine, so I didn't get a good buzzsaw.
No, that wasn't because of you. These things are designed to use NATO ammunition, where NATO ammunition is considered a plus P by SAMI specs.
Yeah,
the stuff that we had out there was not plus P rated. It was much lower.
Yeah,
and that pistol just requires on full auto. It requires more momentum to go back and forth, and this ammunition just didn't do it unless you were a Stonewall holding.
I was squeezing the shit out of it. So.
I got through 2 magazines without a malfunction with it, but this is.
You made me feel better now. Thanks, man.
The first time
I feel more like a man.
The first time I shot this gun, we had some of that CCI. Well, this is going back a ways. The CCI clean fire ammunition, Blazer. That was just a Jam-O-Matic. Just every single shot, we replaced it with some standard plus P, and the thing worked beautiful. It's just a little bit more finicky on lower pressure ammunition.
Yeah. So we wrapped up the course. We got our certificates. Everybody passed. Everybody got to walk the stage. Some with honors. Some with not me. Like me. But what was give me one big nugget that you're taking away from this course that you're really going to benefit from?
I'm almost afraid to admit it, and some of the people, if there's anybody out there that listens to your program that also watches TFB TV, they know that I do some concealed weapons instruction. I'm a big pistol guy, but I've always subscribed to the kind of hold a pistol like a golf club, like don't white knuckle grip it. And that's something I've always been taught and I've always heard. And here they're saying, I mean, they're literally saying,
choke the shit out of it.
Yeah, grip the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And so, damn if it doesn't work. You know, like it makes sense. But, you know, whenever it goes against
what you've been taught in the past, yeah.
And they really encouraged that as well, where they said, hey, look, just because you've been doing something some way, just do us a favor, humor us. Try it our way, and I think everybody did.
Yeah.
Everybody would do.
And the groups tightened up.
Yeah, they did. It
immediately.
It was a
that was the
experience.
biggest thing that I did that made me a better shooter, a more accurate shooter, was just that one thing. And then comparing it to all the other things that we did and, you know, tightened up, my shots just kept getting tighter and tighter, you know, over the 2 days.
You're at about like 80% grip. If you'd gone full 100% grip, you no doubt would have shattered the frame on that thing.
Yeah,
His forearms.
Whatever.
Another thing I really liked about the instructors was they weren't saying, "Hey, this is the only way to do things." They showed you different ways to do things, and then for you to decide what was best for you, which is really good.
Yeah,
because
like
you don't know until you try it, and they basically make you try all the different ways of doing something. That way, you can you can be educated enough now to say, "Okay, I like this better."
This works for me better than this thing I've been doing for 15 years.
They didn't force anything on you. They just gave you all these different options, and then you went from there to see what worked.
So, who was your favorite instructor?
Chris Edwards, Gen 1, the Gen 1 instructor.
Gen 1.
Chris is the man. He's the range master here, and actually
been here 26 years.
Yeah.
I've taken 2 armor schools with him.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
he definitely
certified
knows his
stud.
stuff.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Yeah. So for our subscribers, any advice for them if they're wanting to take this course?
I was going to say I really like the fact that we went through the fundamentals, the basics, the stuff that we never do when we go to the range ourselves.
Right.
You know, you really go out there and you shoot,
You just skip all that.
Yeah,
You just start.
Go right for the steal. You do 2 twos, and then you're back up at the 5-yard line.
Right.
They really start from the beginning. Whether you're an expert or not, doesn't matter. It's important.
Yeah.
So
slow the trigger down. That was another thing that I was doing is I was jumping my finger off the trigger. You know, I was bouncing it off the trigger. And Gen 1 tapped me on the shoulder. He's like, "Hey, man, slow it down a little bit. Just slow it down. You know, hold that trigger back. You know, wait for it, and then let it reset, and then do it again."
And I've taken courses where they almost, it's like they want to embarrass you.
Yeah.
They want
right.
to come up
they're looking for something.
Right.
Yeah.
They're looking for something, and they don't really handle it in a very professional way whenever they want to correct you. Here, I got the total opposite impression.
Yeah.
They were. It was. The feedback was easy.
No
to accept.
intimidation
That's
whatsoever.
Right. Precisely.
Yeah.
Even on those courses, when one of us would miss, it wasn't announced. He just would hold up a finger to Chris to let him know what we missed.
That's right.
So,
yeah.
When we had a bad string there, nobody was looking at you, laughing at you.
Right.
Yeah. No, and the group that was here, was a very professional group, of people that were taking the course as well. Very encouraging. We cut up and had a good time.
Yeah, you can say that.
Chops.
I know. I'm sitting here nursing a headache. I'm about to rip these headphones off, and I'm sure that.
Thanks for those Irish car bombs.
No. Oh, you're thanking me. I think that was your idea, genius.
Well, it was my idea.
Yeah, I'm looking at you right now. I'm hating.
But you provided the music, so thank you. Thank you for that.
Kind of
great soundtrack we had going for the night.
Listeners, your master of ceremonies here pumped $30 into my TouchTunes account.
Oh yeah,
I got 6 $5 emails.
I was just sad we couldn't rock the Bee Gees though, man. They didn't have the Bee Gees on there.
Yeah, thank God.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I stayed in my room last night.
Yeah, that's right.
Right,
that's right. He definitely was not there.
Yeah,
no.
I was reading my.
You're a ghost.
Disappeared. I love how Marty was like, "Oh yeah," I hand him the phone. I'm like, "Look, put on whatever song you want. They got the internet jukebox." And he's like, "I can't think of anything." Then an Irish car bomb, and 2 or 3 beers later, and this guy's charged $30 freaking to my. You could have at least just bought like $20 worth. I would have gotten more credits that way. Instead of doing a bunch of $5, but
I didn't know how it worked. That's your fault.
Yeah, it is my. I accept responsibility.
So I know next time.
I accept responsibility. Yeah, next time we're gonna download the app on your phone.
There we go. I don't think it'll go on my phone. It's a Android.
One thing I'll say about all the instructors, I mean, anybody who's ever been trained by anybody with firearms, the gun guys are extremely opinionated. They all got their own ways to do things, and these instructors, you had instructors who have had a lot of real world experience, and they worked great together. You didn't have one person push this way to do it, one person pushing another. These guys were all on the same page.
Yeah, they did a really good job assembling their team. Willie, Willie's their leader. So I guess he went out and handpicked these guys himself, and he's put together a hell of a crew. Yeah,
yes, he did.
Kudos to Willie on that, definitely. So let's go around table real quick. I mean, any other last things on the course you guys want to throw out there? No, okay. Real quick, give everybody where they can get in touch with you.
Small Arm Solutions LLC, YouTube, just Chris Bartacci, one word.
Are you on social medias?
Yes, sir. I'm also on Twitter as well as Facebook, just Small Arm Solutions.
There you go.
We're a relatively new channel. This is actually, we're just celebrating our first year.
Oh, well, happy anniversary, brother.
We're extremely happy. We started off in January with 2,000 subscribers. Yeah. We just hit 20,200. So
nice.
We're moving forward really quickly.
Very good. Well, I like to hear that because that means people are still interested in guns and firearms on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Because YouTube's done a hell of a job choking down the firearms industry.
It has.
Yeah.
Well, our Patreon supporters are really what gets us through right now. It's but hopefully they're going to unscrew themselves pretty soon with YouTube, and they're going to get back to business.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
But, same here.
But I'm definitely going to go check out your YouTube channel. You and I were talking last night after dinner, and some of the stuff that you were telling me about that you review and do.
Yeah. We're different.
That's pretty awesome.
We're different a lot because, I don't have a lot of personality.
That's not true.
I'm not much of an entertainer. I'm more of
I said,
also untrue.
He's an egghead.
Yeah, I'm a technical guy. So I've also been in this industry. So I can bring viewers, an engineering background with this stuff, working for gun manufacturers and contracting through my company. I work with all the major black rifle manufacturers. So there's a lot of inside information that I'm able to give people, from that, and a highly specialized look at military type weapons.
Very cool.
It's so you're going to get a lot more of the technical aspect of it than the shooting.
Yeah.
I go out and I shoot them.
I enjoy the technical aspects of things, and when I love having eggheads like you, and it's not a derogatory remark at all. I mean, I admire people like you that know this stuff and can actually articulate it out to not only me but to our subscribers and our listeners. So I'm in awe when I get you guys on. Like Joe Moe from Atlas Defense is the same way.
He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, very good. So guys, check him out one more time.
Small Arm Solutions.
There you go. Firearms blog.
Yeah, I ate whole Papa John's pizza by myself once.
A whole one?
Yeah.
Did you use the garlic sauce?
I loved having to follow up Chris. and I was talking with Chris. In fact,
you're no pushover, Mr. Turney over there.
I suckered him into being on a TFB. We're going to have a little clip from Chris on an upcoming TFB TV video nice. Because I've got a lot of respect for his knowledge.
Greatly appreciated.
TFB TV, we're broad overview, no politics. That's our motto.
That's
us
here too.
Politics.
Yeah.
And but everything we do, we've got a wide variety. I mean, everything from factory tours. I mean, we have 5 or 6 contributors at any given time. I do a video a week, and I'll sometimes do the mailbag, which is a new feature.
The mailbag, that's got to be fun.
Yeah, I just got a trophy that was a gilded penis, and it said #1 dickhead. I shit you not, it said #1 dickhead.
There you go.
Anonymous package, and then I think the week before that I got gummy dicks. It was like gummy bears, but they were dicks, and so I don't know.
Well, that means people are listening to you.
Yeah, and at least listening to me. I would hate to think of what else.
Right.
Or getting all these dicks.
God, I'm not disliked enough. I just got called a Glock fanboy and stuff by my subscribers.
Oh, damn!
All the time. This MHS program that I had a very
and my listeners don't send me dick.
Controversial,
literally,
figuratively.
And we're trying to explain the MHS program and the true failures of the Army on this, and people like to go back and say, you're a Glock fanboy or you're a SIG fanboy. Trying to get people
I get that all the time.
Trying to get them to understand that this MHS thing was about the Army providing the U.S. soldier with the best weapon.
Well, that was what they said.
It's not politics. It's not you like Glock or you like SIG. It's, everybody has the right. The American soldier has a right and should have the expectation of getting the best firearm available, and to have the Army just not test to even know what they got. But I've been called Glock fanboys and everything.
I got berated over that for a couple of our subscribers for
I own Beretta's, SIG, Glock, HK. I own all of them.
I do too. I love all guns, but at the same time, the point of the show that we did on that and covered was to point out that they didn't choose based on the criteria that they had set forth the best handgun because they didn't put them side by side and test them. So we're not going to tell you more about that. But
I'm a Glock fanboy, just total Glock, all the time.
Yeah.
And for those of you out there listening, you can't see that they're Glock employees,
I think
marketing employees.
I make no bones about it. I'm a Glock fanboy. I love Glock, but again, I like Chris. I mean, I love other handguns as well.
I consider as a What Works fanboy.
Yeah.
You get anybody who knows firearms knows that there's certain things that you can respect of a lot of these. There's a lot of design features on all of them. That's why I can't choose on just one because there's so many different ones that I provide. But if you get down to it, what's on my side? I've been carrying a Glock 30 since 1996 when they first came out. And, I got these size Sasquatch hands and it fits me like a glove.
Yeah.
So I guess the bottom line is what do you carry on your side?
Chris and I have been totally squelching Pete.
Pete's dying to talk over here. Yeah, you stomped him like three or four times already.
That's right. Yeah, Pete is
he's steaming to talk.
Yeah, he needs.
Pete, I want Pete. You have the mic, Pete.
Pimp yourself, Pete.
I'm going to turn them down so that you can't see anything else.
No, so at the blog we've got I think probably 12 writers now, maybe a little bit more. We cover a variety of topics. I like to specialize in suppressors. James and I were talking about it a couple nights ago. I don't really know why. Part of it had to do with living in a state that didn't allow them to be owned and always wanting to. So
do you consider yourself a bit of a suppressor expert? Can you talk high-level stuff like?
I'd never call myself an expert in anything. I think that's setting you up for failure. But
we all learn
he
all the
is.
time.
He is. He won't say it. Pete's a nice, modest guy.
So
he is. He's an expert.
2 episodes ago, our topic was suppressors. We were talking about suppressors, and we were just introductory type information for our subscribers, and we're going to take it to the next level on our next discussion, and that's why I'm asking if you'd like to be a part of that when we do that.
I'd love to
get you in on that.
Yeah, perfect.
I feel your pain about coming from the state. I live in Texas now, but I was from upstate New York, where Chancellor Cuomo, basically everything that I did was illegal.
Right.
I was forced out of my home because of that. And living in Texas, where it's freedom.
Right.
It's what America is supposed to be.
It's its own country.
Several suppressors. I have several SBRs. It's awesome being able to go to a range and fire a suppressed machine gun. When you have police officers who come out to the range over their lunch break, they're not even paying attention to you.
Right.
You'd have the entire SWAT team from New York State Police if they heard that. Where here, these people, it doesn't even bother them. Even regular people don't bother because everybody's got them.
Yeah. So we're getting evil looks over here from Ralph. I think they're wanting to close up and go home. So we're going to shut this show down.
A couple awesome hosts,
thank you guys for taking the time for being on and
very much.
Sharing your thoughts on the course. And guys, make sure you check these guys out on their Instagrams and Facebook pages and YouTube channels, definitely, and tell them you're Leadhead.
And if you go to JJ Reeves II, that's my Instagram handle. There might or might not be a video of Marty taking an Irish car bomb.
Evidence, damn it. I hate that. All right, Leadheads, until next time, as always, keep your loved ones close.
And your Glocks closer.
Damn, man, y'all start your own band. Harmony.
Good man, Marty.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Nice trip.
Appreciate it, guys.